borderline personality disorder impulsivity versus ADHD impulsivity. I experience impulsivity from both sides, and I find it quite easy to identify whether it is ADHD-based or whether it's borderline-based. And in my experience, the differences are fairly clear-cut and fairly simple. With ADHD, impulsivity tends to be energetic and fun and excitable and almost like Winnie the Pooh Tigger-esque bounciness. I enjoy being impulsive from an ADHD standpoint. Sometimes it involves an amount of risk taking, but finding risks to take is not the predominant feature. I happen to take risks in the process of the impulsivity, but the impulsivity just arrives naturally and authentically, and there doesn't tend to be a big emotional current that drives the impulsivity. Whereas for my borderline experience, I tend to find the impulsivity that comes with borderline is almost a form of self-sabotage, self-medication. It is a way to feel something other than what I'm feeling, whether that be an intense emotional experience or the emptiness. It tends to be that the impulsivity that I experience from a borderline side of things is always risk taking, and the reason I'm doing it is to take risks, and the taking of the risks makes me feel something other than the emptiness or the intensity that I'm feeling. So with ADHD, if I take risks as part of my ADHD impulsivity, it's a natural occurrence. Whereas with the borderline, I'm seeking to do things that are dangerous. I'm seeking to do things that have life risk attached to them, or that are making me feel something really intense, that whether that be pain or adrenaline, or the predominant reason I'm doing it is I'm looking for risks, I'm looking for harm, I'm looking to sabotage, I'm looking to do something dramatic and dangerous and problematic a lot of the time for my life. And managing borderline impulsivity is about putting structures in place, finding ways to seek for those risks, to seek relief from those feelings in less harmful ways. Whereas with ADHD, any risks that I take are secondary to the natural impulsivity that arrives, and a lot of the impulsivity that comes with ADHD isn't risk taking at all. It could just be that I'm excited to do something, so I go and do it, or I've been trying to eat healthily, but I'm dopamine seeking, and so I then eat unhealthy foods because of seeking the dopamine. So they originate from a very different place, like inside. They originate inside from a different place, and the outcome is different as well. I'm much more likely to recognize the impulsivity that comes with the borderline as an indication that something isn't okay and that there's something I need to work through on the inside, whereas the impulsivity that comes from ADHD is just there, and it's not there for an underlying reason. It's not to distract from something else that might be going on inside, and most of the time I don't need to manage it. If it is putting me in a position where I might be likely to take risks, then that's something that I need to be aware of as a person. But I tend to find ADHD impulsivity I don't need to try and protect myself or others from, whereas the impulsivity that comes with borderline, I tend to need to put more protectors in to make sure that I am safe and that I am not doing anything that is going to harm anyone else either. So for me, that's how I define the differences between the two, and whether I need to do something about them or not.